And how is it going? So I'm going to talk about something, just something random here. Not really important, but I don't really feel like being serious all the time. Sometimes I like to be relaxed. Should really relax as much as possible, honestly. But anyway, the more you relax, the more you get out of your the more you get out of your ego. So most of the time you think you're supposed to be so serious, you're really getting deeper and deeper into uh, the fake world. And the more you relax, the more you just, take things as seriously, and the closer you really get back to your true self. That's just something that I feel. Anyway, I want to talk about how you don't have to always explain. I'm talking about me too, but people just in general. You don't always have to explain that. Well, I don't have a problem with such and such. Let me be specific. I don't have a problem with AI. I don't have a problem with transgender. I don't have a problem with homosexuality. I don't have a problem with whatever. I don't have a problem with a group of people or whatever. You know what I mean? Or a particular so-called race. I don't like the word race, but hey, that's how people see things. Or just stuff like that. You shouldn't really have to just explain what you don't have a problem with to have your own preferences. I don't have to prefer everything to not have a problem with it. Just because I don't, and that's like, it's bullying, but it's something else. It's gaslighting. It's other stuff too. You don't have to take everything into your energy. You don't have to just accept everything in your world to just not have a problem with it. Like, say AI. Now, I personally do not have a problem with AI. I'm using AI right now as I'm talking on my tablet, when I use my cell phone, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When I need directions to get somewhere, I use AI. So, obviously, I don't have a problem with it. But I can also say that, just an example, I'm using it temporarily until I get to my highest potential. And your highest potential would be exactly what the AI is doing for you. But then when you reach your highest potential, you won't need it, because you will be able to do everything that is done before you, and you won't need it. Okay? But because I want to do that, do I have a problem with AI? No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I don't have a problem with it. Or transgender. I hear that so much. I don't have a problem with transgender. I mean, yeah, you don't have to have a problem with them, but you don't have to be unaware of stuff either. Like, there's obviously an agenda that has been forced into people's reality. Forced into people's reality. You see, once again, you're forced to accept things into your inner world. Like, they're being forced into your inner world. Like, no, I don't have to have a problem with you, but you do you and we do us. And I don't care what you do. And to constantly force something like that, it's like, what are you up to? Right? And just stuff like that. So I just want to say that. And other stuff too. Saying you don't have a problem with a group of people. You don't have to have a problem with them to say that you might not really trust them. Or you might notice something about them. You might notice something that's continuing about a certain group of people, like something that you can't just ignore. You're seeing something that you can't just ignore in the physical, so-called physical, and the spiritual. You're seeing something that cannot be ignored. That's not that you having a problem with them. So you're forced to ignore what your true self or your spirit is trying to tell you, or where you are being led to. You're forced to you're gaslit to constantly ignore that, to accept something. Okay, and you're constantly being forced to ignore yourself, your true self. You're being forced not to accept yourself and to accept everything else that don't even matter. Okay. But anyway, I don't really have much to say about that. Like, I don't really need to go on and on about that. Like, my messages are pretty short. They don't need to be long right now. When it's time for me to do lives and stuff, I have to, get to a certain subscription. But I think they have other ways to do lives too, whatever. But I'm not even ready for that anyway, so it doesn't even matter. That's why I don't care about subscribers, because I'm not even ready to do a bunch of lives and talk for like an hour to 2 hours. When I get to the point, hey, but other than that, I don't have long messages. I don't have a whole lot to say. But other than that, I'll talk to you later.